Let's talk about something that can quietly make or break a business: the partners you work with. You know, your suppliers, your agents, your consultants. But what happens when one of them becomes a huge liability? Today we're diving into how you can safeguard your business from these hidden risks. Because believe me, it's the partners you don't properly check out that can cause the most damage.
So let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about it. Do you truly know who you're in business with? And I'm not just talking about their company name. I mean, do you know about their reputation, their ethics, how they actually operate? It sounds like a simple question, but the real answer can be surprisingly complex and honestly a little scary. And that's exactly why this is so critical. Here's the hard truth. It only takes one. Just one partner you didn't vet properly, one weak link in that chain to expose your entire company to legal nightmares, massive financial hits, and damage to your reputation that can take years to repair. The stakes are incredibly high. Okay, so how do you start protecting yourself? Well, it all begins with what we call the due diligence deep dive. You've got to think of it like being a detective. You're doing an investigation to find out who you are really about to let into your inner circle. Now, the official term for this is integrity due diligence, or IDD for short. But all it really is a super thorough background check on your potential business partners. It's all about sniffing out those big risks, things like corruption, a bad reputation, or legal red flags before you sign anything. It's proactive, not reactive. You're trying to stop the fire before it even starts.
And the process itself isn't some big mystery. You can break it down into 3 pretty simple steps. First, you do an initial basic screening on everyone. For partners that seem a bit riskier, maybe because of where they are or what they do, you move to step 2, a much deeper vetting process. And finally, with all that info, you make a smart decision. You either approve them, reject them, or maybe approve them but with some extra controls in place. It's a really logical flow.
All right, so you've done your homework and you've decided to move forward with a partner. Great. Now it's time to build your contractual shield. This is so important. It's your absolute first line of defense, and the contract itself is your most powerful tool.
I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. A really strong contract is so much more than a piece of paper that holds up in court. It's a practical, day-to-day guide. It sets the rules of the game and spells out exactly what you expect, protecting you long before things ever get to a legal battle.
So what needs to be in this shield of yours? Well, there are a few things that are totally non-negotiable. You absolutely need clauses against bribery and corruption. You need to give yourself the right to audit their books. You have to spell out your performance expectations clearly. And maybe most importantly, you need the power to terminate the contract if they break the rules. These clauses are your leverage and your protection all rolled into one.
Okay, due diligence is done. Your contract is rock solid. So you're all set, right? You can just relax? Not a chance. The third, and maybe most overlooked piece of this whole puzzle, is continuous monitoring. This isn't a one-and-done thing.
You have to remember this. Signing the contract is just the beginning of the relationship. It's not the end of your job. A partner who looked totally safe a year ago could be a huge risk tomorrow. Maybe they got new owners, maybe they're in a country with new political issues. The world changes, and so do your partners. You have to stay vigilant. So what should you be looking for? Keep your eyes peeled for red flags. Things like weird requests for payments to strange bank accounts, or if they start pushing back when you ask for information. Did they suddenly change owners? Are you seeing negative stories about them in the news? Even something as simple as their quality of work suddenly dropping off can be a sign that something is wrong under the surface. Any of these should make you pause and take a closer look. Now I get it, this probably sounds like a ton of extra work, almost like a burden. But I want you to try and reframe that, because doing this right isn't just about dodging bullets, it's actually a massive business advantage. Seriously, the difference is like night and day. If you don't have this kind of oversight, you're just leaving yourself wide open to all sorts of damage, financial, legal, you name it. But when you do have it, you're not just protected, you're building a stronger, more resilient business. You start to build a value chain that's based on trust, and guess what? That reputation attracts even better, more trustworthy partners in the future.
And that's really the bottom line here. This whole process isn't just some boring compliance task you have to check off a list. Being proactive about who you work with is a core business strategy. It directly protects the 2 things that matter most: your hard-earned reputation and your financial health. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final question to take with you. I want you to go back to your desk and ask yourself honestly, what, or maybe who, is the weakest link in your chain? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it?